legislators approved Governor Ivey's $1.8 billion coronavirus spending plan. What do you want the people in your district to know about what's in the plan and how it impacts them?
It impacts them a lot. And what you have to know about the plan is a lot of look back, as I call it, because it's all about reimbursements. It's about reimbursements and what you have. And what I want to say to that is that a lot of these small rural communities don't have the money to spend up front to do reimbursement. So when the money came out of Congress, it was all about reimbursements for a lot of the monies to cities and towns. A lot of these communities just didn't have the money up front to spend on COVID-19. And so a lot of these small rural communities won't see a whole lot of that money come into them because it's based on reimbursements. And so we got to figure a way to make some of this money work, to get innovative, go around the rules, work within the rules to make sure that small rural communities, even some of these urban areas, can get the maximum of this $1.9 billion that is coming to the state. Because otherwise, when we don't spend the money, it's going to have to go back to the federal government. We should not leave anything on the table. And so we got to find a way and be innovative to make sure that we are looking forward and not just looking backwards with this money, you know, to make sure that we get adequate PPEs in this state, that we get adequate masks in the state, that we have ventilators in the state, making sure that we do contact traces. I think that if the governor did the contact tracing teams properly, you can put contact tracing teams in all 67 counties and you can employ those people. You can put people to work under the contact tracing teams to make sure that people understand where those folks are who are COVID positive. We can also look forward in making sure that we have adequate transportation needs to get testing out to mobile places by putting mobile units into rural counties to go out and make sure that there are testing done in these communities. Because the lack of a vaccine, you know, we're going to still be in this pandemic until we get that vaccine.
Right.
So until we get that vaccine, we're still going to have to be out here testing people on a regular basis, making sure that we have a viable workforce and a healthy workforce to go to work. And what Governor Ivey and the Alabama legislation have to understand is that we work people, not robots, and even robots get viruses. So we got to make sure that we have a healthy a workforce that's going to go to work every day, and making sure that we are taking care of not only the workforce of people, but our most vulnerable citizens, our children and our elderly people. We got schools that are going to have to come back in. We don't know what school is going to look like, whether it's going to be all virtual school or whether it's going to be some variation of a virtual school and regular school. So all of that has to be planned. But we got $1.9 billion on the table, which is almost as large as our general fund budget. So we got $1.9 billion on the table, and we need to try to figure it out instead of just looking at little special projects for some people and giving them money. And the Huntsvilles of the state end up with all the money, or the Auburns of the states, or you know, the bigger cities of the state end up with all of the money, in smaller areas where the needs are get none. So we got to figure that out.